Hi, Carl.
Hey.
You've been a client, a Platinum member now for 9 to 10 months approximately. You started off on the professional program, and then you advanced up to the hedge fund program. And how has it been for you? I mean, your journey from where you started from to where you are now, to trading quite successfully and profitably.
It's night and literally it's night and day. The difference is night and day. A brief background of my story about getting into trading is in 2010 I slipped my disc, which meant 6 months off work. I lost my medical. I need my medical for work, and it was a worrying time because you're thinking how are you going to pay the mortgage? You know what you're going to do next. So very briefly. I started taking an interest in trading through a couple of people that finished up knowing quite well. Um, and that really got me interested in how you can make money from the financial markets. So being quite inquisitive minded, I pursued it a little bit more. And I went to a couple of places, unhappy with the outcome. You kind of, it's the ethos, they take your money and they run. And they're not interested in if you learn or not. They're not interested in anything else. They just want to sell you the next thing. And that kind of left a nasty taste in my mouth. And I discovered Platinum, as you say, about 10 months ago now. And at first, I was cautious, like you would be after having your fingers, not fingers burnt, but kind of disillusioned with it all. And gradually, the help was overwhelming. I had somebody on tap that I could, email or phone and say, I'm stuck on this bit, stuck on that bit. And I all the time kept thinking, what's the catch here? This seems to be really, really, these guys are useful, they're helpful, and what's the catch? So the more I went into it, the more I learned, and my learning went exolinear. It really, really picked up. And to the point where I thought, right, this is it. These really know what they're doing. But more importantly, they care what happens to me. They really care that I have to learn. They want to teach me the best that they can to get the best out of me. So I did the hedge fund managers course then, because I gained so much confidence in it. I did the hedge fund course, and the fog lifted. It was incredible. The fog lifted. I learned less is more. I learned to stop trading against the mass flow of things. I learned sometimes it's better just to stay out of the markets and spectate what's going on. But I've got a world understanding now, a much better world picture of what is going on and how it affects the markets. And when that world picture is too choppy and too much movement and too much noise, you guys have taught me to sit on the sidelines, and there's nothing wrong with that. Not overtrade, take the best trades. For sure, there's still losing trades, but the risk reward teachings that I've had, and the making sure that you manage your money properly, means that I can take losses, because the winners go on to write off the losses and then some more. And with that is your confidence, which that is the biggest thing that changed with me, is my confidence in trading. And actually going from somebody that thinks, well, it's me, you go to thinking, that's how the market works. I will put my position on. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, I've managed it properly, move on to the next trade. And that's the big thing. The backup that you get, again, is out of this world. There's a morning report that comes out, which I read like absolutely one of the first things that I do.
Word for word.
Word for word is read that and see what's happening. Keep my own picture going of what's going on. And through it, I've also met some good people as well. We kind of communicate, like, through text chat and whatever, because trading can be a lonely business, because you're spending quite a lot of time sat behind a screen, and the the fridge is too close and there's a path being worn out when I walk through
Yeah.
the fridge and the kettle. And it's nice having that little community as well, which I found through you guys, through Platinum as well. And that has really lifted my confidence to the point where now I consider myself a professional trader.
Yeah.
And
Good
that
to
is
hear.
something that I never thought I would say 12 months ago. I thought, this is wizardry. It's rocket, it's magic. What goes. And I consider myself a professional trader because I know that there's a risk with trading, but if you manage that risk properly and you learn how to manage it properly and you learn where to take the better trades and where to leave the worst trades or the sketchy ones, you will make money. You will make money. It's absolutely, it's certain, but you have to put the work in. And that's something that, again, you guys have encouraged to put the work in. You got to put the boot work in. You can't just expect to, have this magic formula that you're going to sit and apply and then all of a sudden money's going to come in. It's like anything, you've got to learn.
It's not a get-rich-quick scheme, is it? It's
Absolutely not.
It's the consistent, sustained profits that eventually come into a nice, large amount of money.
Yeah, and when that clicks and you realise that, and I realised that, and it literally was my eureka moment. It's like, this is how you do it.
Yeah. You stop trying to chase the £1 million trade and then
and just take each day as it comes. Don't think of it as monetary gains. Think of it as points, percentage returns, and just sit and watch your account grow. For sure, there's bad days, but to be honest, now the good days far outweigh the bad days.
Yeah.
And you also sit, as I said earlier, you sit and you learn to ride out the bad days and think, I'll go do my garden, or I'll go walk my dogs, or whatever. And that's the big thing, I think, is for me, is learning when to step out of the markets and when to be in the markets, and applying that proper knowledge there.
It's a crucial element, isn't it? It's knowing, it's the protection of capital, and people say, number one rule of a trader is to protect capital.
Yeah.
But, you've got to go through that learning process to understand when to sit out the markets and when to actually trade.
You do. And
trying to stop people to trade is the main sort of goal. Prevent them from over trading, and then that brings on the profits then, because then they're only taking high probability trades.
That's it, because the first instinct that you have when you learn, you start and you think, right, okay, I'm a trader now, I must trade. Yeah. And you go and you look at the markets and you look at... And
there's a trade everywhere, isn't there?
There's I have to, and it turns round, and always, at that stage of the game, you'll get your fingers burnt and you just think, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's going on. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. And then that point kicks in, which I said earlier, is less is more.
Yeah.
I'm quite a pictorial person. I picture things quite a lot, and when you actually visualize that you're trying to paddle against the tide or trying to wade upstream, that's when you realize that you have to have a big picture of what's happening, where is the market going, and I'm going to ride that wave as it goes.
Yeah.
As that wave starts to die off, that's when I'll get out of the markets and I'll sit and what's going to happen next, what's the next move. And there might be a week, or there might even be 2 weeks where there's nothing comes along, but you have preserved your capital, and that's what you've learned, is you've preserved your capital. You've still got your money sat there waiting to work for you at the right time.
And I think, like, having the trading floor, like you mentioned, the morning letter, kind of with the guidance and the information in there, and then Platinum Trading Television, it definitely helps. Well, I know full well that it helps the clients know when to trade and when not to trade, when to be in the market, when to be out of the market, and the reasons why as well. I think too easily, it's easy to think that, there's an indicator there that will tell you to buy here and you'll make money, or there's an indicator to sell here and you'll make money, but there's a little bit more to it than just that, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, it is. And that's where you actually learn the sky is the limit, and the person that is in charge of that now is me, because if I put the work in, I know that Platinum will support me in everything, and the
Yeah.
more intense my questions get, you guys come back and you help.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that pushes me along the next step. And the more you push along and the more you learn, the hungrier you get. And you
Yeah.
realise then that the sky is the limit. You
Yeah.
can really take this as far as you want it.
Well, I say quite a bit that, you know, there's not a shortage of money in the world, because there's a $5.7 trillion market navigating the world 24 hours a day, 5 days a
Yeah.
week, and you can access it with a laptop and an
Yeah.
internet connection. So there isn't a shortage of money, but
No.
there is a shortage of knowledge of how to access it.
It's a shortage
You
of
know,
education.
there's a
Exactly.
shortage of education, how to access that $5.7 trillion market. And
Yeah.
with a £200 laptop and an internet connection, which virtually everyone has
Yeah.
nowadays, you
Yeah.
can access it. But the
Yeah. That's
trouble
something
is,
I like. I can sit in my kitchen with a laptop,
yeah,
drinking tea and eating toast.
yeah,
You know, making my kind of my
making
plan.
your daily income sort of thing.
Yeah, and that's something else that Platinum taught me is the forward planning process of putting the work in and treating it as a job, not treating it as a, it's a, it's
It's going to
this
make
little
you a millionaire by
it's going
next
to make
month.
me a billionaire. And if you do the legwork on a weekend, like what you guys suggest, then you have a nice plan for the week of what's going to happen. Where is my attention going to start coming into a certain currency pair or a certain equity?
Yeah,
And you're ready for it. You've got a plan ready for it, and you know why. You know that for instance, lately the Feds and the interest rates, they're doing this, so therefore the market is more likely to do that. And if you're ready for it,
yeah,
you win.
yeah,
It's win, but it is an understanding that you have to put some work in as well.
yeah.
It's not a gift.
Yeah.
You've got to
No, well,
really,
it's anybody can do it, can't they? Anybody can learn to
yes,
trade. It's not.
yeah,
It's not. You're not bought. It is a skill, but it's a skill that needs to be developed. But it's not something that anyone is born with.
no,
And I do believe that the accessibility of it for the masses, for the people, it's like nothing that's ever been bestowed before, because never before have we had so much access to so much money with.
I also think that's why it's dismissed a lot as well, because people don't understand how it works. So the natural reaction is dismiss it
Yeah,
as, it's not plausible.
it's not plausible. Yeah,
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 where you realise, as you start your journey, you realise actually it is, but I have to change, and you learn in yourself, you learn to become self-disciplined,
yeah, responsible and
to become responsible. You learn to understand that the more effort I put into it, the more work and time I put into it, the bigger my rewards
yeah,
will be.
the more you'll get out of it.
Yeah, and again, that kind of goes from a Plato feel when you first start to, all the mistakes, greed.
Yeah,
Greed, it's a funny word, is greed. I think greed applied in the right way is a good thing.
you just have to be aware of it, don't you? You have to be know. You have to
Yeah,
know it's there.
yeah. And now I know that I can actually change my life, and more importantly, I can change other people's life, like my girlfriend, for instance.
Yeah,
We're getting to a point now where I can actually say to her, right, you can stop work if you want to stop
yeah,
work. You don't have to do it. And that's a nice thing
yeah.
to have. That's a really, really nice thing to
And
be able to do.
that's inside 10 months with
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. But it's also helped because such as yourself, you push and drive, and it makes it more enjoyable, because I know that you've been on the journey.
yeah, yeah.
You
Very
know
true.
I'm going through the journey, so you know the mistakes that I've made,
Yeah,
and it's like a family. I really, really think it's like a family,
yeah,
and I've quoted that before to other people. It is like you're in a family, because you genuinely feel that they really want you to
yeah,
this
yeah.
eureka moment and carry it on.
And that's true, because like what you say, I've been through the journey as well myself. So I want other people to be able to
Yeah,
achieve the level of success in the forex market that I think
yeah,
everyone should deserve and achieve. Why shouldn't people be able
yeah.
to access the forex market and make a return from it? Why not?
Absolutely, because before it was one of the biggest kept secrets. I
Yeah,
think
of course it
known
was.
to man is
Oh, It's only sorry, go on.
You can access this flow of numbers beyond comparison, and you can reach up and you can take some of that.
Yeah, yeah.
But you've got to know how to do it, and you've got to have the right education. It's and you know, you really stick to the details, stick to the SOPs, the procedures, then it becomes easy. It becomes automated.
The methodology, the plan.
So, the
roadmap, I call it the roadmap, and every day, like the trading floor, the newsletter provides the roadmap. I say like, that's the roadmap, that's the plan of action for today.
And it's also got the white lines at either side of the path that if you start to drift, if you're thinking, wow, I've got a week off this week, I'm gonna go in them markets and I'm gonna pull all these rewards back. But the white lines at either side of your track are, don't forget guys, there's this news out today, or there's this news out today, and it keeps you on track, because you might think, actually I didn't realise that this week, the Feds are going to make a big announcement, so the markets are going to be stagnant, or they're going to be erratic, there's not enough volume, summer trading, there's not enough volume, so that keeps you on your track, and that's kind of another discipline, is the discipline of getting up and reading this stuff, and taking note of the research and your guys' knowledge and experience, and know that if you say it's going to be a tricky week ahead, then it's going to be a tricky week ahead, and take note and learn from it.
Yeah.
And if you learn on that steady path all the way, anybody could do it. Anybody could do it. And I'll stand up in front of anyone and I will tell them exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well,
18 months ago, it was a different story.
But, cheers for that, Carl. It's really appreciated, and I hope that's.
I'll recommend till the cows come home.
Thank you.
It really is a thing it's not can change your life. It is changing my life. It's wonderful.
Cheers, mate. All right. Thank you very much. Take care.
No problem.
Speak soon, Carl. Bye.